Hi everyone, this is Nived. So in this video, we will discuss about on how we can run a unattended process from the Robocop cloud under a cloud container. So in our previous video, we had discussed about the Robocop cloud features in an overview. And also we had seen how we can able to create an organization and a workspace inside it. So in this video, we will utilize the same workspace to run our unattended process. So here as a part of our previous tutorial, we had created Nived underscore personal organization and a workspace Nived underscore first underscore workspace inside it. Now let's open this workspace. Now we know that our process that we are going to run is an unattended process. So to run an unattended process, we use the workforce section because in workforce section we are running all our unattended automations. So to run a particular process, first we have to create a new process. But before creating a process, let's discuss about the unattended process that we are going to run in the Robocop cloud at first. So let me open the Robocop lab where I had created my robot which we are going to run from the Robocop cloud platform. So this robot, what the work the robot is doing is very simple. It will do the data entry operation in the RPA challenge website that we all know. It's a simple RPA challenge actually. So let's run this process from our Robocop cloud in a cloud container. Okay. So let's first visualize the process to see what we are doing in this particular process. So to run this process, what we do is we just restart and see how it works. Because when you are running from the Robocop cloud under cloud container, you are not able to visualize this process. So that's why I'm showing you here. You can see it's opening the RPA challenge website. Now it will do all the data entry operation. After this, it will take a screenshot of that particular result and save it. You can see it will take the screenshot, and now you can see that it will store this screenshot in this result underscore png. Okay, so this is all what we are actually doing in this automation process that we are actually going to run in from the Robocop cloud. Now, before running into the Robocop cloud, we have to make certain changes here. So, what are the changes? The first changes is regarding the file path where we are storing the files which had downloaded or which we want it as an output. For example, in our case, we are actually like at the end of this process, we can see that there is a file called challenge.xlx and also the result.png file. So this challenge.xlx is the input file that we are using for data entry operation, and result.png is the output that we need as a part of this process. So here, if you see the file path where it is being stored, it is stored under current directory. But if you are running from the Robocop cloud, if you want to visualize these two files, that is challenge.xlx and result.png, you should store them in the output directory because by default we are able to view files in output directory if we are running from the Robocop cloud. This configuration is done as per being described under this robot.yaml file. You can see that this artifact directory is specified as output, which means that all the files which are being specified under output folder, we are only able to view it when we are running from the Robocop cloud platform. So we had to change the path of the particular files which we have been downloading or which we want as an end result. So in this case, I need to see these two files in my Robocop cloud platform to check whether my workflow works correctly or not. So to get these to visualize these files when after running from the Robocop cloud, what we have to do is we have to store these data in a output directory. So to store this data in output directory, there is a special variable which actually store the output directory path. So instead of curdir, you should specify it as output underscore dir, which will actually specify the path of the output directory, output underscore dir. Okay, so keep in this mind about this. Now also we had to change for the result.png where the screenshot result have been stored. So instead of CURDIR, we are using output underscore dir. Okay. So by specifying it as output underscore dir, it will store the files in the output directory. Okay. So we had made these changes also. Now let's upload this robot to the Robocop cloud. So for uploading the robot to the Robocop cloud, there are different ways. The first way is to upload it via this Robocop lab itself. So in the Robocop lab, if you look, there is an option called upload to Robocop cloud. By using this option, you can able to upload this robot in a particular workspace. And the second option and the other options available are, if you go to this robot section under Robocop cloud, if you just click on new robot. Now you can see that there are a couple of options by which you can able to upload the robot into the Robocop cloud platform. The first way is either upload the zip file of that particular process, which would contain all that files that it required to run this process. And the second method is by using the command, shell command. And third and fourth method uses the GitHub link. If you specify the GitHub link of the repository, then you can able to upload the robot. This is another way. And if you want to upload a robot from a private GitHub, it is also possible. So these are the other ways by which you can able to upload the robot to the Robocop cloud under the required workspace. So, but here in our case, we are actually following that first option, that is uploading it via Robocop lab. So before uploading it via Robocop lab, make sure that your Robocop lab is being connected to Robocop cloud. Actually, that default configuration is made when you are actually downloading the Robocop lab itself, but make sure that it is connected to the Robocop lab. Otherwise, or Robocop cloud. Otherwise, I will share a link which you can follow to connect your Robocop lab with Robocop cloud in my video description. You can check that. So for uploading the robot, we can just click on upload to Robocop cloud option. Now we have to select which workspace we need to upload this robot. In this case, we need to upload to Nived underscore first underscore workspace. Let me click here. Now let me create a new robot. Create new. So let me specify the name of the robot as data entry robot. Now let me click on upload robot. Now you can see that it is pushing this robot to the Robocop cloud. It will take certain time to get it uploaded. Now you can see that our Robocop robot actually had been uploaded to the Robocop cloud successfully. So now if you check our robot section, you can see that our data entry robot has been successfully uploaded to the Robocop cloud under this Nived underscore first underscore workspace. And even you can see that if you see the options that are available under this robot section, you can see that even you are able to edit your robot under this robot section. If you click on edit online, you can even able to edit your robot. Like if you just click on task.robot, you are able to edit your robot. It's possible here. There's another option that you can explore. It's actually a useful option. For example, if you are actually had certain issues in your robot, now without going to Robocop lab and editing and again uploading it, you can directly edit it from here. So it's a very useful option. And this is about the uploading the robot. Now after uploading robot, next is we have to create that process. For creating a process, we have to click on new process. Now you give the process a name as data entry process. Now click on create. Now if you click on create, you can see that your process has been created. Now you have to specify your robot so that it can run within this data entry process. Now if you see here, actually our process is being defined, or actually our process is being executed as a series of steps where each step define each robot. Like for example, in your complex automation, sometimes you have to run instead of developing a one large workflow, you can you can even distribute your work into smaller robots, and you can execute them as a series of steps. So to make you understand pictorially, I had a picture so that I can explain you more better. So this is a overall structure of a unattended process that is being executed under Robocop Cloud. You can see that you can define your robot, each robot, if for example, you had three robots and you need to execute them in order, like one after other. So what you can do is you can able to run as a series of steps under the unattended process. You can see that step one actually execute first robot, and after step one is being executed, it will execute the second robot under step two, and after executing the second robot, you can execute the third robot under step 3. So if you look in our Robocop cloud, you can see that there's an option to add step, where each step means each robot is being added. And in our case, we are only running one robot, so only one step is required. Okay, but in the case of a complex automation, where instead of developing one single large workflow, you can even develop your automation in such a way that where each robot will do a particular task, and it can be represented as a single step. Where each robot is doing, it can be represented as a single step. Okay, so that is the way how you actually do when you are developing complex automations. It's a very good feature also. And another advantage of running your process as a series of steps is, for example, if you want to run your step 1 in a particular environment, and if you want to run your step 2 in another environment, there is also that's also an advantage. Okay, so that is another advantage of running your unattended process as a series of steps. Okay, and now also you have seen certain terms in between these two steps. You can see work item A, work item B. So for example, there is a requirement that after running your step 1, you had certain result. That result you need to pass to step 2 so that it can serve it as an input from the step 1, so that the step 2 can be run. So to pass the data between the different steps, we can use the concept called work items. This work item actually helps to transfer the data between the steps. You can see this work item A will transfer the data from step 1 to step 2, and work item B will transfer the data from step 2 to step 3. That's another feature that you can utilize when you want to transfer data between steps. Okay, so that feature I will explore, or I will explain in my later video. Okay, so let's see more further how you can run our unattended process. So first, after creating our process, we have to add the step. So each step means each robot. So in our case, we are only running one robot. So only one step is required here. So let me click on add step. Now let me select the robot. So in our case, it is data entry robot. Now you have to specify your environment. I told you that environment is the place where you are running your robot, and either you can even run your robot in a particular machine. It is also possible by specifying your own environment, etc. And even if you didn't specify any environment, the Robocop platform provides you a default cloud container environment where you can able to run your process. So here you can see that there is a default environment option available here. This actually represents the cloud container. So if you select this, your robot will run in a virtual cloud container. Okay, so that's a default option available. And now after selecting our environment and robot, now let me click on add to process to add this step to our process. Now we had successfully add this step to our data entry process. So now let's to run this robot, what you have to do is you have to just click on run default. Now you can see that our process is start to run. So since it is running in a cloud container, you can't visualize the process actually. So you can see its state of running. You can say it is in progress. It means that it is actually running. So it will take some time to execute it completely. So after executing it completely, you can see that the state becomes successful or completed. Now you can see that the state becomes completed. It means that our process run successfully. If you just click here, we can see that we can able to see the log that is generated after running this process, and also you can see we can see our required file that we needed, like this challenge.xlx, which is our input excel file, and next is the result.png, which will actually shows the screenshot of that result of the particular process that we had seen. So we can also able to visualize here, because why we are able to visualize these two files under this Robocop plot, because we had specified the output directory path. That is why we are able to see these two files under this Robocop plot. Otherwise, you are not able to see this file in the Robocop plot. Okay. So if you just click on result.png, you can see that it will share a screenshot of the particular processes. Your success rate is 100%. That is a screenshot or the output that is generated as a result of this data entry process. And if you click on challenge.xlx, oh, I think it provide an option to download that. We don't require it now. Now if you click on this log.html, it will share the log of the particular process, like whether every step executed successfully or not. Now you can see that by looking at this log, we are able to say that our process has been successfully executed under the cloud container. You can see, you can even check by this log where even an error happened. You can check where the error happened, etc. Okay, so let me close this log. So by this, we are able to run our first unattended process under Robocop cloud platform under a cloud container. So next, we will discuss on how we can schedule our automation process. So up to here, what we have seen is how we are running our unattended process. But here we actually had run our unattended process by just clicking on this run default button, that is by manual triggering. But in certain situation we have to schedule our process so that our process run at a specific time or specific interval, etc. There is maybe a requirement. So for that time we had to use the schedule option that is present under this process section to schedule that particular process so that it will run at a specific time interval or a specific day. Okay, so now let's see how we can schedule our process. If you look at the bottom side or scroll down, you can see there's an option for scheduling. But if you look here, it is not available for the free trial version that we are using. Like for the free trial version of the Robocop Cloud, the only option to trigger a particular process is only via manual trigger. For using the schedule option, you have to either upgrade to pro trier, etc. for using these manual schedule options under the Robocop cloud. If I just show you the licensing of this Robocop cloud platform, you can see that there is a free starter flex pro, and what we are using now is a free trial where you can see the process triggering is only via manual triggering. But if you need to use scheduler, you have to upgrade your Robocop cloud to starter flex or pro. Okay, but to test out the pro tier features of the Robocop cloud platform, Robocop has provided us the community developer account. If you actually request for this community developer account, you are able to access the pro tier features in one of your organization, because the based on the organization, the billing everything happens. Okay, so you can either from upgrade your one of your organization that you had built to the pro tier using this community developer account to test all the pro tier features. Okay, so similarly, by this community developer account, I was able to promote my one of my organization with pro tier features so that I can test out the certain features that are only available in the pro tier features of Robocop cloud. So if you look at this Nived example organization, I was able to promote it to this pro tier features. So if I click on example workspace, now if you click on this Robocop cloud process, you can see that there is an option to schedule. Okay, and also the not to add the notification mails. That is also an option which was actually available in the pro tier feature. And so let's see how we can schedule the process. Okay, so since this feature is only available in this particular organization, so I am now what I am going to do is I am creating the same process in this particular workspace, that is example workspace under Nived example organization. So let me create the same process. So before creating the process, we have to upload the robot. So let me upload the robot into this specific workspace, that is example workspace. Now let me create the robot name or robot as, let's say, data entry robot. Let me upload the robot. So after uploading the robot, you have to check whether the robot has been uploaded. Yeah, you can see it's uploaded. Now let me go to workforce section, click on process, give the process a name as data entry. Now click on create. Now to add this robot to this particular process, use add step. Now select the robot which need to be added. So in our case, it is data entry robot. Now I have to specify the environment, which is the, you can see here I had created extra environment here because in my earlier video I had told you about the environment, like you can able to create your own environment and you can run your particular robot in a specific environment as you require. So this is one environment which I had created, that is Nived underscore HP. But in this case we are using our cloud container itself, for example. Now let me click on add to process. And now let's schedule this process. Okay, so to schedule this process, what you can do is you can click on add. Now you can schedule either by interval or by weekday or by custom cron expression. You can able to schedule your particular process. So interval means you can specify at what interval your robot should run. Okay, for example, now I want to run my robot at after every 2 minutes or 2 minutes after running, it's after running every time. Okay, so for example, if I specify the interval as, let's say, 2 minutes and select it, now you can see that our robot will start running this, or our process will start running after 2 minutes, that is at 11:33. Now the time is 11:31. Now it will start running at 11:33 exactly at after 2 minutes. Okay, now after like you can see that after running at 11:33, now our next run will be at 11:35, because after 2 minutes it will start running. So by interval it will schedule the process. This is one way of scheduling the process, by interval. And another way is by using the what weekdays. For example, at a specific weekdays at a particular time you need to run, you can also specify that. That's another option I will show you. And another is by cron tab, like you know cron expressions, by for writing a particular pattern in which your process should run. This is also an option that is available under schedule to schedule your particular process. So I think after 1 minute it will start running our process. Now if you just refresh, you can see our process is actually being yeah, see that the process is actually start to run exactly at 11:33. Now if you go back, it's in progress. Now you can see that after 11:33, it will again start running at what, 11:35, means exactly after 2 minutes after 11:33. So it will run in a interval by interval. Okay, even you can get the definition of this particular interval from this section. Like process is started after interval time has lapsed since the end of the last one. Like for example, after our process has been end, exactly after 2 minutes it will start running again. That is at 11:35. You can see here. Yeah, you can see our process has been done successfully. Now, so you can see that our process has been executed successfully. So this is how you can able to schedule your process like by interval mode. Let me delete this one. Okay. Now, so you had seen how you can schedule by interval basis. For example, at every particular time you have to run your process. That is via interval method. Next method is by using, if you look here, you can either run by interval or by weekday. For example, you can specify a particular day and a particular time and also a particular time zone at which you need to run your particular process. For example, I need to run my process at every Wednesday at, let's say, at 11 a.m. at the particular time zone of, let's say, let me specify, yeah, let me specify GMT 12, international time zone. You can able to run your process at this particular schedule, like at every Wednesday at 11 a.m. at this particular time zone. This is also possible. Okay, so this is another way of scheduling a robot. And next way is by specifying the cron expression. If you had a cron expression and a particular time zone also, you can also able to run your process in a scheduled manner. Okay, so these are the different ways by which you can able to schedule your process. And also remember that scheduling is only available to pro tier features. So to access it, you have to either upgrade to that particular feature, or you can even access for the community developer account, by which you can able to access a pro tier features in one organization itself, so that you can explore the pro tier features of the Robocop cloud. Okay, so this is all what I want to tell you today. So hope you like this video, and if you like this video, please subscribe and share my channel for more updates. Thank you.